Welcome everyone back to episode 22 of the People's Podcast. I'm Alex with my amazing co-host James,
What's up, everybody? It's been a little bit, but we are back. We had a busy schedule
and we
the
have an
past
amazing
few
guest with
weeks.
us.
Yeah, we got a great guest, our good friend Devon. Say
What's
hello
up,
to the people,
everybody?
Devon.
What is up, everybody? I'm glad to be here. I watch the pod every single week. I'm excited.
Heck
We're
yeah,
happy to
man.
have you, man. So I know this has been in the works for a while, so it just hasn't really come to fruition until now. But you know what? No better time. So I'm sure there'll be times in the future as well,
Oh yeah.
That's most definitely.
especially with all the New Japan stuff coming up, G1 coming up, Wrestle Kingdom coming up. You're kind of the guy for that. So all right, well, we'll just get right into it with some hot takes and try and piss some people off.
Yes,
But
sir.
it's legit hot takes. So, do you want to start? Go ahead, James.
All right. So my hot take.
Probably gonna
No,
piss me off like always.
I don't think it'll piss you off too bad, but I know you have an opinion on it. So I know a big thing right now in WWE is the advertisements on the ring, ladders, tables, whatever. And it is just not that big of a deal. Everyone's making a way big deal than it has to be. You know, ads on the ring is, people made a big deal about it, forgot about it. The Slim Jim table, ads on the side, who cares? It's still a table spot on the ladder. People already forgetting about that. They think about, oh, Seth won, or this person went through this table, or this happened this match. All the ads are just a toss up for people to complain about something. It's really just not that big of a deal. Because anyone in any other situation, if they were in WWE situation, would do the same thing. If someone paid me, $20,000 to put on a Slim Jim shirt to record a podcast, I'd be wearing a Slim Jim shirt or whatever. All sports do it. The NHL does it, baseball, football, all sports do it. I don't get why it's just a problem when WWE does
it looks stupid.
It don't look
First
stupid.
and foremost, it looks stupid. If you want to sponsor up the ring, fine. New Japan does it, AEW does it. That's fine with me. But like the side of a ladder with a Fireball logo going up and down it just looks so dumb, and it takes away from, like, if someone's climbing the ladder, it just takes away from it. The same with the table. Like, if
It
someone
takes
goes through a
away
table, all you see is a
nothing.
big fat Slim Jim logo. It's stupid. Like,
It takes
why do objects need to have sponsorships?
Man,
You
that's
can
a
do it on the
question.
ring and on the apron and on all that stuff all you want, but why the weapons?
That's a question you got to ask the sponsors. But I see no problem. It doesn't ruin the moment to me. It doesn't distract me. I can focus on someone climbing a ladder. If I see someone get put through a table, I'm seeing someone get put through a table. Now, saying going through the Slim Jim table, that's a little cringe.
You've done that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, he's climbing the Fireball ladder to get a cash out briefcase.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
That stuff is dumb. That stuff I'd agree with.
Ronald, what do you think, Devin? What do you think of sponsorships in wrestling?
See, rings make sense to me. New Japan's been doing it for years, so I see it. Like UFC, I watch avidly all the time. There's a sponsorships on the little pad on top, on the corner post, everywhere. They stand and they get their little Vaseline. There's a sponsor. So, like, to me, I'm used to it. But the table is odd. I do say going through the Slim Jim table is is funny, bro. It's weird. But I thought the Fireball ladder was cool. But to see, like, the prime in the corner, I'm not a big fan of. I think it looks stupid. But like,
the prime hydration station.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, the prime hydration station. I think that looks dumb. But like the ring's not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that. You can see it from both sides, it sounds like. So James seems to not mind it at all. I seem to hate it. And then you're kind of like the middle ground. But yeah, I'm not a fan. But I don't know. People are still ripping it up online too. People are still talking trash about the ads. I don't know what you've been seeing, but
yeah, but that's I can't go off Twitter too much. They still complain about stuff that happened in 2019.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Oh, are you talking about the? Never mind. All right, I'll go. I think top rope cutters are a dumb move. that make zero sense. I think they may look cool, but the whole premise of like it hurts the person giving it a lot more than it hurts the person taking it. Like I just think it's a flawed move.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Cody cutter, the Os cutter, Solruka, whatever she calls it. There's any like move where you're jumping off the top rope to give somebody a cutter. It just makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you guys feel about that, but like
I
wouldn't it
know.
hurt the person taking the back bump from the top rope a lot more
Yeah,
than the person standing on the mat, falling face first onto the mat?
yeah. The logistics part of it, that's true. I never really thought about that. But also, you pointed out we had a conversation about this privately. Or it was in the group chat. It also kind of looks bad for the opponent because 9 times out of 10, the person's got to jump into it.
Oh yeah, like the person before they even are touched, people like lean forward into it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks bad. I don't think the move's ever really sold well. You'll have certain people like Ricochet or somebody that'll sell a cutter really well though, or Rob Van Dam or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, people don't sell it well enough to actually make the move look good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's fair.
but I don't know. Cutters not really my thing, especially ones done off the top rope. It makes no sense to me in my mind. It looks cool, but not effective at all. Any thoughts, Devin?
The
Keep
move, the
thinking.
move, the move is right. I mean, you are right. From like a perspective of looking at it, the move isn't that effective, but it looks cool. Like for like theatrical flourish, it looks cool. But
Oh
like,
yeah,
but
it
like,
looks
you're right.
cool.
You're right. There is. I never really thought about that either.
I've been seeing it so much lately, and especially with Cody Rhodes, because he seems to always miss the Cody cutter. He either jumps too far, or he doesn't jump enough, or he jumps too far off to the side, and it just got me thinking, like, why is this move ever done? And then I see people online saying that should be his finish instead of the crossroads, and this kind of brought up my conversation in our group chat of if the crossroads is a good finisher or not, because people are trying to say the Cody cutter should be his finish, and I just don't see it.
Crossroads is a great move.
Crossroads is great, yeah, I agree. But yeah, that's my hot take. So, not a fan of the cutters. So, the floor is yours, Devin.
I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one, but
Hopefully.
I think like 8, 10, 12 man tags are overrated. I think it's just a way to put everyone on the card. I think yeah, you do get like cool spots, but I would much rather see like a bunch of 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 6, 7 minute matches than some 12-minute 12 man tag. I think they're kind of overrated. I'm not gonna lie, but some of them end up really well when you have an Osprey or a Ricochet in them. But when you're putting like Brian Cage and Lance Archer and these kind of people in like 10 man tags, I just think they're overrated.
Well, man, ease up on the Brian Cage and Lance Archer hate, okay? No, I definitely get where you're coming from. They definitely have their audience, and it's not a mass audience either. I personally enjoy like multi-man tag matches, but I see a lot of people complain about this match is just thrown together. There's no reason for this. These people are just thrown on the card for no reason. But so I totally get it.
Yeah,
James.
but I have about the same opinion on it. I think it's very rarely done right, and it's 100% just a match to get everyone on the card, whether it's pay per view or weekly show, just to sell that this person's going to be here and this person's going to be competing, even if they are only technically in the ring for a little bit.
Yeah, totally get it. So, well, that's our hot takes. Well, honestly, I'm curious to see who gets the most hate out of those three. So, probably be James.
Yeah, I feel like my hopefully.
History repeats itself.
You usually get the most hate out of anything.
You know why? It's because I say good things about a certain company.
Yeah, TNA.
So that usually brings the most hate. But I digress. The real number 2. Yeah, TNA. All right. So moving on. Since we haven't talked since Money in the Bank and Worlds Collide happened, we can just talk a little bit about those shows, how we enjoyed them, what stood out to us. So I'll the floor is yours, James, because I only watched one match from Worlds Collide. Actually, I still haven't gotten back to watching the rest of the show.
What match did you watch?
Gable Vikingo.
Mm-hmm.
The main event, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a great show. I don't have it pulled up here. I can get it pulled up really quick. But yeah, Vikingo versus Chad Gable was, as great as everyone expected it to be. Those are two top athletes in wrestling right now. So just putting them in the ring together, it was guaranteed greatness. And I think it was a great way to introduce Vikingo to people who haven't seen him yet, because he has a decent following, but there's some people who just watch that WWE bubble and don't branch out. So I think that was a great way to get some eyes on him. Hold on, let me pull up the card really quick.
Since you talked about that match, I'll chime in. I thought it was great. Grandpa Dave gave it 4.75 stars. I know Devon's pissed off about that. That's the only reason I mentioned it. I thought it was a great match. I mean, I really appreciated the fact that it wasn't solely high flying like usual Vikingo matches are. I appreciated the fact that they kind of slowed it down, wrestled a more technical style throughout, typical with like Chad Gable matches. So I really appreciated kind of the contrasting styles of wrestling in the match. And there were still some really great high spots too, which I love and I appreciate. So, but I love the match overall. I thought it was the best match out of either of the two shows. Obviously, I haven't watched the rest of the Worlds Collide, but
what was your opinion on the match?
Devon, how do you feel about it?
That match was out of like Dragon Gate, man, like some PWG stuff. Like that match actually made me feel like I wasn't watching a WWE show at all. Like, and I'm glad they put Vikingo in there with somebody that's ran the WWE style for almost a decade now. Like understands the level, understands the pace. I
Yeah.
thought the Fatal 4-Way between Laredo Kid, Ray Phoenix, Javon Evans, and Ethan Page was really good. And the Mr. Iguana match. Mr. Iguana was over, man. Mr. Iguana was so over, dude.
Yeah, that's the key guy I want to talk about, Mr. Iguana, man. That dude got over so fast, man. I've seen enough. Like, he's already a first class Hall of Famer for me. Like, I'm convinced. Put him in a Hall of Fame. Give him the world titles. I'm sold. He's the greatest thing in wrestling right now. He's better than Will Ospreay. He's better than Seth Rollins, Kenny Omega. Right now, Mr. Iguana, in my opinion, is the GOAT.
Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
But yeah, all jokes aside. But yeah, Mr. Iguana, I found him really entertaining. He has a funny gimmick, but he's great in the ring. That was the first time I saw him. And I'm seeing him come out the Iguana's mouth. I'm like, what is this fool? I'm like, I had stuff kept on going. I'm like, this guy is freaking perfect for the WWE style.
That's stereo, like that's picture perfect, like stereotypical somebody WWE would go for.
Yeah.
Is that like similar to Danhausen or somebody like that? Just somebody with a funny gimmick. I mean, I haven't seen the match yet, but I've seen all the social media stuff about him and clips and whatnot. So that Fatal 4-Way is definitely a match that I'm still need to check out, though, that Devon was talking about.
Yeah.
That match was 5 stars. Vikingo and Gable was 5 stars, man. I don't care what no one says. That's the best WWE match we've gotten in a long time. Like no stipulations.
I'd say best this year probably.
No stipulations, no multi-man matches. The best one-on-one WWE match we've gotten in a long time.
That's totally fair. I also gave it 5 stars. So when I think of matches of the year, that one kind of comes to my mind. So that's one of the telling factors in how I'll rate a match is if I consider it a match of the year candidate, 5 stars.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I loved it. So I'll go back and watch the rest of the show. I'm kind of slacking. I know it's been like 2 weeks. But.
Yeah, like Devon said, the Fatal 4 was great. The first match also was really, really good. That was a great way to kick off the show. The 6-man tag match with Octagon Jr., Mr. Iguana, and
Psycho Clown, right?
Huh?
Was Psycho Clown in that one?
No, he was in the Psycho Clown was in the other tag match.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was them versus the LWO, Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Lince Dorado.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a great kickoff. Lince Dorado completely, missed his spot in catching someone. I believe it was. Octagon Jr. who just took a straight back bump to the outside because Dorado was nowhere to be found. But yeah, that was a great way to start the show. A great introduction to AAA for people who haven't seen it yet. And yeah, I'm not gonna go break down the show completely because you haven't seen it yet, and to save some time. And it's been weeks.
It's been enough time. So,
but for me, it was a great reintroduction to. Because I haven't watched some just straight up Lucha Libre in a long time, and I love, as a kid, I used to watch a lot of Lucha Libre, and that's, it was just a good feeling back because I think Lucha Libre is some of the best form of wrestling out there.
It is. It's super exciting. I mean, it's one of the more history styles of wrestling out there. I mean, companies like CMLL have been around since the 30s, 1930s. Yeah. It's been a long time. So I know it's been real big in wrestling culture. So
the stage was pretty cool too.
Libre.
The stage was pretty cool too. The stage was pretty cool.
Yeah, stage. Yeah, stage. It was a nice stage.
Cool, man. Well, if you guys got nothing else on that, we can shift over to Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
So I can pull up the card here. But I mean, we can just start off by talking about the winner of the men's Money in the Bank. I feel like is probably the biggest thing on the show. So is that what you guys expected? Seth Rollins, Mr. Money in the Bank?
Yeah. Either him or LA Knight was my guess, and I'm a big Seth Rollins fan, so a lot of bias. I'm very happy with the decision. I think I see what they're going for, where he's going to go for the WWE title, and I think it's long overdue. I know he had a year-long reign with the World Heavyweight title, but seeing him with the WWE title, I think is almost 10 years overdue since his injury. So I'll be glad to see that title back around his waist if it goes like that.
Yeah, definitely agree. I mean, it's been a long time coming. I know, like you said, he had the World Heavyweight Championship reign, which was really good. He had a really great reign with that. But there's something about him in the WWE title that just fits.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm all for Seth Rollins as champion. So
I mean, he's legitimately one of the best guys the WWE has.
Mm-hmm.
So
one of the best in the world, in my opinion. Unbiased.
One of the best of the guys WWE has, yeah. I expected LA Knight maybe to win. I know there was a huge online uproar about it, but I don't think him not winning means WWE fumbled him at all. No. I mean, the dude's constantly put in top spots. Somebody can't be fumbled if they're constantly being featured in important storylines or matches. So what? He didn't win a title. He didn't win the Money in the Bank. He's not going to win a world title anytime soon. Not everybody is going to be world champion. People just got to get it through their minds that world champion. Not everybody can be world champion. It's just not the way it goes in wrestling. So I still love LA Knight. So I'm a Knight truther. But
yeah, I definitely still think it's possible for him to be a world champion. I do think the title's about to switch brand. I think the WWE title is coming to Raw and the world title is going to SmackDown. And as a Ruthless Aggression fan, that's I absolutely love that. It really does not matter. But I feel like that's what they're going with, Seth cashing in and bringing that title to Raw and putting the world title on SmackDown. So I can see him going for the world title, the World Heavyweight title, not the WWE title yet.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
So you think Seth is cashing in on John?
I could see Seth cashing in in the title match for John versus Punk. I can see him making a triple threat. Punk hits him with a GTS and gets knocked down, whatever, and Seth cashing in, stealing Punk's moment to enrage that feud. As long as they don't do what they did last year with McIntyre. Not that I thought that was bad. Just doing the same thing 2 years in a row, I think would be dumb.
Totally get that. What if? So obviously Cody and Seth have a history. So I think it's pretty clear Cody's going to win King of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Cody beats Cena at SummerSlam, gets the title back, and then Seth cashes in because Cody's undefeated against Seth. He's 3-0 against Seth in their feud from 2022.
I can see that.
Seth kind of gets his revenge on Cody at SummerSlam by cashing in after Cody finally gets the belt back. I think would make sense.
Yeah, I can see that because they've had a few stare downs the past few weeks. So yeah, I could see. I'd love that. As long as the feud doesn't get Seth losing the title right away.
Yeah.
Seth needs some wins over Cody. The cash in would be great, but he needs another actual win over Cody because he kind of got fucked over in that.
Right. There's no reason he should have lost 3 straight to Cody in 2022 when Cody
returned. Hell in
returned.
a Cell. He should not have lost the Hell in a Cell match.
No.
Logistic wise of it, with Cody being, having a fucked up pack, like I think
basically wrestling with one arm.
Yeah. But he definitely should have won the Backlash match. Even if it was by like a roll up or some cheap win. That should have been 100% win.
Yeah, 100% agreed. But
what do you think about that theory, Devon? Him cashing in on Cody.
See, I like that a lot. I mean, I feel like Cody's got to be the one to take it off John Cena at this point. I feel like they've booked themselves into that situation. Like, I just feel like that's the situation WWE's put themselves in, kind of. And it kind of scares me with the whole Gunther thing, too. Like, it kind of feels like they've booked themselves into a spot where Goldberg's going to win. And,
bro, God.
I don't want that at all, bro. I don't want that in any way, shape, or form, dude. All I want from
Vince wants that.
All I want from this is Gunther chest chopping the out of Goldberg. Just in front of his home crowd, just beating the crap out of him.
I hope so, man.
If we get that, this will be the best Goldberg run of all time. If we get that, this will be the best Goldberg run of all time.
Oh my God.
But yeah, to your thing, I do think Cody definitely had probably the highest chance of beating Cena. But I go back to Money in the Bank. I think someone that could possibly do it is Ron Killings. I still think it might be a little far fetched, but not as far fetched as it was 2 months ago when they had the match at Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yeah, I really don't see it. I mean, I give it maybe like a 3% chance of how I feel about it, about Ron Killings actually happening, being world champ. But I mean, all the credit to him. Mm-hmm. So,
oh yeah, it's crazy to see, because last time we recorded it, it was right after he got let go. So it's crazy to see that. We're back talking about him. He was fired for not fired. He was unsigned for less than a week.
Yeah.
Obviously, it came out. Obviously, there was some back and forth whether it was, just a swerve on the fans or whatnot. Obviously, it was not. Stuff has come out saying he was released. But talk about Mind the Bang. That was a hell of a pop seeing him back.
Yeah. I mean, the people love some truth, right?
Mm-hmm. So, someone jumped in the ring with the black, the hoodie and everything. I'm like, oh God, which Samoan is this time? Like everything.
My God, how many relatives does Roman Reigns have? Jesus.
Yeah, I'm happy to see Ron Killings back. I like seeing the serious side of him. I think that's pretty cool. I'm hoping the hair thing was his idea and they didn't force him to cut his hair, because I don't think that really played into anything. I just hope that was his side. I mean, I don't think it's the greatest look ever, but that's what he wants. Cool.
Got that Minoru Suzuki look going.
That's what he does look like. Yeah.
Hey, dude, maybe Hikuleo will beat John Cena, bro.
Oh God. He's been signed for like over a year, and he still hasn't done shit.
Hey, man, he's wrestling pre-SmackDown, dude.
Oh, damn time.
Maybe he'll beat John Cena. That's my prediction, dude. Mark it down. Put it in the calendar right now.
Imagine. Oh, God. Hikuleo. I miss Hikuleo and ELP together, though, to be honest. All right. Back to Money in the Bank. The women's winner, Naomi.
Yeah.
I think that was a pretty predictable thing, but not bad by any means.
No. Yeah. I'm super happy with it. I'm a huge Naomi fan, I'm glad to see her potentially getting another world title run as a heel. I think it'll be better than her first run that she had in 2017, 16, whenever the hell that was.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember. That was kind of when I was fuzzy and not really watching at the time when I was in college. So, But yeah, I mean, she's been good. She's been fine lately.
Best run of her career, in my opinion. Best run of her career. Her character work is really, really good, I think. Super underrated.
Yeah,
You heard it here first, people. Best run of her career.
yeah.
I can't really weigh in considering I don't really watch SmackDown every week. So sorry, Devon.
And I think the setting, and I think I see what the setting up here, but every time I think I have answered, Triple H changes the question. But I definitely see Jade Cargill winning Queen of the Ring, beating Tiffany, and then Naomi cashing on Jade.
Mm. It's a means to an end, but it's a bad means to an end. Jade should not become world champion.
I agree.
Frankly, she's not even close to. In my opinion, she's not even close to ready.
I've never been a Jade.
I don't know if she will be, but
I've never really been a Jade Cargill fan. Not in AEW, not in WWE. She has a great look to her. That's about it.
She's the female Jey Uso. She can't wrestle.
Oh my god.
See, I feel like that's a very obvious way to go with booking, but on the opposite side of that coin, Asuka and Io at SummerSlam would be a sick match, dude. On the opposite side of that Jade Cargill coin, the Asuka and Io matchup at SummerSlam in a stadium would be really cool.
I'm down for that.
100%, yeah. They've been teasing that match for how long?
A long time.
It's been a long time.
That'd be a great match.
No one's got to turn heel.
Yeah, no.
Right.
No. Especially, and I would like to see that because if they do go to Cody route with Cody wins King of the Ring and Seth cashing him, that'd be doing the same storyline twice in one night. You know, King of the Ring winner gets cashed in on. But you can't do that twice. That would just look like copy and paste. Yeah, I would much rather see Io versus Asuka. I think that's a potential match to give.
If Jade beats Asuka, Asuka's literally like a legend in women's wrestling. If Jade beats Asuka, I'm done. Count me out, dude. I'm out. Like, there's in no world should Jade beat somebody like Asuka. It's just plain and simple. So I hope Triple H does the right thing, unless there's shenanigans involved. But all right, so any other Money in the Bank things you guys want to talk about? Octagon wrestled, kind of cool. I mean,
a great throw-on match.
Devon's favorite, Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch won the rematch, so which I don't like. I agree with you there. Becky Lynch winning, but you're a hater, man. Lyra and Becky put on some really good matches.
I just don't get Lyra Valkyria, dude. To me, it feels like I'm watching them try to recreate Becky Lynch. Like, the Performance Center's like, oh, Becky Lynch was such a star, we could do that again. And then they took Lyra Valkyria and tried to do it again. And that's what I feel like I'm watching when I watch Lyra Valkyria. And I just can't stand it. Every single time I'm just like, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
You got to respect the bird lady. She's just a bird. Why don't you like birds, dude?
They're not real, dude.
They're all robots.
Oh, drones.
No, I like Lyra. I don't even know Lyra. I like her a lot. I think she puts on constantly good matches. I feel like she's just mad underrated as a women's wrestler. Plus, she's helped me win fantasy wrestling league a couple of times in a row.
Fuck you.
2-time champ, baby, back to back. But yeah, nothing. I got nothing else really about the pay-per-view to talk about.
I'll just say to give some credit to that tag team match with Cena and Uso versus Logan. No, my bad. Uso and Cody versus Cena and Logan. That match was better than I expected. You know, we went into shit talking, but I'll just say the match was better than I expected.
I have nothing to say about it.
You're just mad Logan did a better moonsault to the table than Sean could.
I hate you. I legitimately hate you. No, I gave the match a decent to good 3 stars, and then I'll leave it at that. I won't say anything else.
The moonsault was, that was probably one of the best moonsaults from rope to table done. Sean would always be a little bit off. Logan almost overshot the thing. I'm not saying Logan's better than Sean. Trust me, I'm not saying that whatsoever.
Look, those four should not have put on a bad match. Okay, those four should not have. Those four are actual. I don't care what he says. Jey Uso's good. Jey Uso's good. Logan Paul's a good actor. Okay, he's a good stunt
living
man.
in the upside down. Jey Uso's good,
bro.
This can't be the real world. You're living in a different world.
Let's be honest. In that match, John Cena looked the worst.
Oh, I won't disagree with that. No offense to Cena, he's just old.
But they should be carrying him.
Also, Cena has never taken good back bumps. He always puts his elbows down first, and it just looks so awkward. Whenever he would take power bombs or whatever, it's just like,
I'm surprised he's never had a bad elbow and always had it.
Right. Every time he would take a power bomb from Kevin Owens or whatever, he'd put his elbows down and hit first. It looks so bad. Like, ugh.
And you can't sell a cut for anyone but Randy Orton. Randy Orton can hit the RKO. He sells it. He falls flat every time. Anyone else does a cutter on him, he goes knee first. That makes no sense to me.
Oh, Cena. God.
Gotta love him.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up for Money in the Bank Worlds Collide talk. Unless you guys have anything else to add, what would you rate the show out of 10? Any rating out of 10?
What did I give, like a 8.8 or something like that? It was a really good show. I really enjoyed it.
That's high.
Wait, are we talking about Money in the Bank or Worlds Collide?
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank probably like a 6 out of 10.
I'd say like 7 for me. I don't think it was anything great, but I think it was decent. Besides the women's match, or what was the?
I think it was match.
Sorry, Dom and Octagon was the low point for me. It was just bleh.
So. Yeah, no, I'll give a flat 8. Flat 8.
Dropping 0.8.
Yeah.
From that, I respect it. But what would you guys rate Worlds Collide if you had to? I haven't watched it, so I won't.
I'll give that one
better than Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I give it 8.5.
Probably like a on a pay-per-view scale, like an 8.5 out of 10. But on the WWE pay-per-view scale, like a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I respect it, man. I respect it. Yeah, no rookie scores here, so no rookie score. But yeah, so that pretty much wraps that up. Time to play Guess the Wrestler, my least favorite game of all time, because I hate this game because it sucks. But James knows how much I hate it.
Yeah, but I love it.
I hate
really
it.
Easy for shorts.
I get my mind, I get tunnel vision, and I think of like one wrestler, and then I'm like, once that goes haywire, then I'm out. My mind just doesn't work. So,
all right, which one of you want to guess first?
Let's do it, dude. I'll guess first so I can get it out of the way.
Okay.
We got a good one for you, Devon. Got a good one.
I got you.
One second.
Goddamn, James. You need me to pull up a timer?
No, I need
all the accomplishments.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident I knew these.
Tab on the laptop. It works out just fine.
Yeah.
So.
You see that?
All right. Let's see. Are they currently active?
Yes.
Are they in AEW?
Yes.
Have they been in WWE?
Yes.
Have they been world champion?
No.
In AEW?
No.
In WWE?
No.
Have they been TNT champion?
No.
Tag team champion?
No.
Is it a male?
Yes.
Have they been? Were they an AEW original?
No.
Are they a high flyer?
No.
What the hell? See, I don't know what questions to ask even. Um, have they won any championship in AEW?
No.
Are they part of a tag team?
Yes.
Okay.
Faction.
What?
Faction.
Oh, so faction, never a champ. Josh Alexander?
No.
He wasn't in eight. He wasn't in WWE.
Time is up.
God damn. See, I didn't have any more questions then. Okay, well, I guess I don't get any more questions, do I? So, in AEW, wasn't WWE, part of a faction. Is it Kyle O'Reilly?
Nope. It is MVP.
Damn. Fuck. Okay. See, I hate this game. It's my least favorite. No, James wonders why I want to get rid of it every week.
Hey, fans love it.
Debatable. Fans would love other stuff too if we made it.
We make other stuff too.
All right. So, do you want Devon to go or do you want you to go first?
We can give it to Devin. I got the clock going.
You got it?
Yep.
All right. All right, Devon.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Active.
No.
AEW ever.
No.
Okay. Did they retire before 2020?
No. I wouldn't say they're retired. They're just not active.
No, I'm pretty sure he's still active too.
Yeah, just not active in TV.
Okay. Is he still in WWE?
No.
What the?
It's hard.
Is it Marcus Corvon?
No.
When's the last time? Did they wrestle after 2020? Have they wrestled since 2020?
Yes.
Have they wrestled in AEW?
No.
Have they wrestled in WWE since 2020?
Yes.
Is it a celebrity?
No.
Female?
No.
Have they been champion?
Yes.
Any. Have they been champion since 2020?
Yes, technically, but not how you would think of. I'll give you one more question because I fumbled the active. He is technically still active, just not on TV. So I'll let you ask one more question since you're a guest.
Is this wrestler famous for being in the tag team?
No.
/stable.
Kinda.
Kind of.
In the late 2000s, early 2010s.
Oh yeah. Okay, faction.
Yeah, stable faction.
So I'll give never in AEW, not currently on TV, a former champion in WWE, been active in the past 5 years, 2020 wise. Was active in 2010's era.
Former stable, kind of became where he became known. I think you got him. I think we got him.
The only person that keeps coming across my mind is Wade Barrett.
No, it's not Wade Barrett. It is Jinder Mahal.
You fucking Bro, I didn't think it was gonna be some dude.
Baby, we're a 3-man band.
Marcus Corvon was one of the craziest hat pulls I've ever seen.
Oh my god. That's good stuff. Your favorite. Mr. CYN.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh man. All right. James, you ready?
I am ready.
You ready? Because you're not going to get it. You probably will get it, actually. All right. Can you see?
Yep. Or is it still active?
Yes.
Are they in WWE?
No.
Are they in AEW?
Yes.
Have they ever been in WWE?
No.
Are they have they been an AEW a champion in AEW?
Yes.
AEW champion.
No.
Is it a male?
Yes.
Have they been TNT champion?
Yes.
Tag team champion?
Yes.
Is it Christian?
No.
Mm,
30 seconds.
man, it's going down. Tag team champion. Are they? Holy cow!
Stump? You haven't even asked a question in 10 seconds.
International champion.
No.
Well, they TNT champion more recently than a tag team champion.
No.
Scorpio Sky.
No.
Man, holy cow! I'm blanking on
That's
TNT.
time. I accidentally set it to an hour in a minute.
I saw that.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, my bad. But yep, that's time. So, yeah, one guess left.
So
I wonder if Devon knows.
So TNT champion, tag team champion. And you said they were more recently a tag team champion and TNT
More recently
champion?
a tag team champion.
Okay.
Devon, do you know? Do you think? Don't say it, obviously, but
I don't know if you'll have the answers. Is Trios a tag team? Are we counting that as a tag team title?
I'm specifically tag team.
Okay.
So, not if you. I would have said trios if you.
Okay, I was making sure before I guessed the person I was just about to guess. Christian. They were more recently a tag team champion.
I think I stumped him.
You might have stumped me.
I think I got him.
Give me a moment. I'm trying to. Holy cow! Why can I not think of the?
Gonna need an answer here shortly.
That you recently a tag team champion. Fuck.
Gonna need an answer here.
Sammy Guevara?
Nope.
Damn it.
I don't think he was tag team champion either, was he?
I was counting Ring of Honor. That's kind of what's going on.
Oh, gotcha. No, Devon, do you know? Do you think you know?
See, I was thinking you were thinking Luchasaurus, but
That's a good answer, but he wasn't WWE.
yeah, no, that's why I was confused.
Yeah.
Yes.
Darby Allin.
Ah, shit.
Darby Allin.
I forgot he was tag team champion.
For one night.
Yeah.
One night. Yep. Darby Allin.
Damn, that's 2 in a row I lost.
That's 2 in a row. Also, none of the three of us got it. So what the hell? Why do we suck so bad? And I know we know our wrestling, but
yeah.
I was overthinking it. I was so overthinking it.
Marcus Corpon. That's hilarious, dude. Oh my god. All right, so let's guess the wrestler. I wonder. We suck, but whatever.
Not a good one.
Not a good one all across the board, but you know what? It happens. So you at least have a lot better record than I do.
That's only my third loss.
Alrighty. Moving on. Inside the ropes. So basically, whatever we want to talk about wrestling related, let's talk. It's kind of like a Sax's Chop It Up segment. Just bring whatever you want. What's on your guys' mind in the wrestling world? AEW wise, New Japan, WWE, CMLL, who cares? Let's talk about it.
I mean, from the AEW standpoint, we got All In like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like it's slacking card wise. I feel like there's not too much on it yet, but there's still 2.5 weeks, so I expect a lot.
Not only that, but they've also been building some matches towards it too. Like the whole Swerve Ospreay and the Bucks thing has obviously been being built for months now. Fletcher and Cole have been in a program, so that's kind of a thought that's going to be on the show. There's some other things that they've kind of been building and hinting towards. Hurt Syndicate versus Speedball and Kevin Knight possibly, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm looking forward to it. With even with the 5 matches only announced as of right now, I think it's got amazing potential and could potentially be the best AEW pay per view of all time.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, it definitely does have that potential.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it will be, Devin. I know I see that look on your face.
I know.
I mean, think about it. I mean, Tony Storm, Mercedes Moné, two biggest wrestlers name wise in the company, two of the best in the company. Whatever, regardless of whatever you want to say, James.
I literally saw James' eye twitch when you said Mercedes Moné. When you said Mercedes Moné, he was like,
Listen, as much hate as James has for Mercedes, he at least has admitted that she's good in the ring. So it's good enough for me. It's good enough for me.
I don't want to stop watching AEW, so as long as she doesn't win,
you won't stop. You know you won't stop, especially if Hangman wins. Speaking of Hangman winning and unboxing the World Championship from the briefcase after like 9 months, I think is like moment of the year type shit. As long Tony Khan just got to stick the landing, man. So that is potential to be, and then obviously we have Okada and Omega. That's gonna be incredible.
Right now, I think that could be the potential match of the night. I think that's the best match they got so far. I would say Hangman Mox, but lately Mox's matches just have not been it for me, unfortunately.
They're not up to the standard Mox match, but you know, Hangman usually brings out the best in Mox.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hangman and Mox's matches from 2021 and 2022 and 2023, were really, really good. So I have high hopes. But how you guys feeling about the show so far?
I think once they book Bucks versus Swerve and Ospreay, that's going to be match of the night, in my opinion. I think that's going to go right along with Hangman and Kenny versus the Bucks. It's going to be kind of like that feeling. And in my opinion, respectfully, and I mean this respectfully, in ring ability, I think Swerve and Ospreay have Hangman and Kenny by a hair. By like a hair. So I think they could put on a better match. I think if you took the in-ring ability, I think Swerve is better than Hangman.
Ooh, that's a hot take. I
think Ospreay is better than Omega. And I don't think it's by like a lot. I think it's by like hairs. I think it's literally by small fractions and by the little things they do. But they're all on the same table. Like they're all sitting and eating dinner at the same time. Like they're not separated. So I think they could put on that kind of match again where we think, oh my God, that's the best tag match we've ever seen in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I respect the hell out of that. Ospreay, I know James and I have talked about it before, but Ospreay is far and away, I think, the best male wrestler in the world.
All time.
You've said that. I don't think I could put him all time yet at the top, but I mean, he's what, 32, 33? And he's already
he has to catalog the top Michaels.
That's totally fair. I wouldn't be mad. It's just, for me, it's personally hard to put him when he's not like finished with his career as the number one guy. But he's 100% on his way, and I mean he's close in my opinion. But
that's fair.
That's a take right there, and I'm not even mad at it. I'll be honest. I do think Hangman edges out Swerve by a little bit though, so that's where I think I differ from you. But I mean the Bucks are still in there. I mean the Bucks are still performing at a high level. I don't know if they're performing at the same level they were 5 years ago, but I think maybe not, but given
still great, it's still fantastic.
Oh yeah, given the stakes though and the story leading up to the match, I think definitely could make up for that maybe little bit of fall off in ring. So,
but I think it's a great card. Unfortunately, I will not be watching it when that's going on. I'll be at that time. I'll be
watching Great American Bash instead. I get it.
Totally. I get it. No, actually, at that time, I'll be watching the Yankees kick the shit out of the Cubs. So.
Is it that day?
Yep.
Oh man.
Actually, I mean, the game might be over by the time that starts. The game is a 1 o'clock game, I believe, something like that.
No, the start time at 2 o'clock for All In.
Wait, All In starts at 2?
Yeah, dude, this has been announced for like months.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
That's why I found that out a week ago.
Where have you guys been? This has been this for a long time.
I just hear the show and I just assume. I don't listen to the details. I just like, all right.
Well, and I'm going through Twitter, and everyone's like, imagine watching this over this. So I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, so they're running the same exact time.
You're talking about like Goldberg.
Yeah. They're talking about they'd rather watch Gunther and Goldberg over Omega Okada, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, not me. But then I go and then I'm seeing like, oh wait, they're on at 8:00, they're on at 2:00. You can watch both.
That's a weird.
That's what I've been saying too. I don't understand why so many people are like, imagine watching Saturday night's main event over All In. It's like at the same time. One of them's on 4 or 5 hours later. You can literally watch both.
That's a weird start time for a show in the U.S.
I think they did it because with the, I think this is what I've been hearing, but they want to keep the England tradition of like they want them to be able to watch the show at a normal time and not like 2 or 3 in the morning or whatever. So I think that plays into it. But also, I'm totally cool with a Saturday.
Oh, same. I prefer that time. If I was at home watching, I prefer that. I love watching wrestling in the early afternoon. Like when Monday Night Raw was on, I get 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That shit was fucking awesome. Come home.
Daytime wrestling shows are sick, especially in the stadium when you can see the sky. Like
right,
exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it was all good up until WWE scheduled NXT at literally the same time as All In.
Yeah,
because it was just like Saturday night's main event and then Evolution the next day, and it was like, oh cool, a whole weekend of wrestling. Like none of them are conflicting with each other. This is great. And then fucking NXT got put right at the same time as All In.
Yeah, they got to stop doing that. I think it just hurts the fans more than anything.
Yeah, right. Like it's not going to hurt AEW. I mean, AEW's got their audience.
It's like I think All In's their WrestleMania, so I realistically, people who would decide who like both shows, I think anyone would pick All In versus NXT. Now, are there going to be people who watch NXT over All In? Yeah, but those are probably the people who don't watch AEW at all.
Right, yeah. Like AEW's got their audience. Anybody who watches AEW likely is going to watch All In. Whereas if they put NXT the night before or the week before, more people would watch that if no AEW show is on, vice versa, blah, blah, blah. I think it, like you said, it just hurts the fans more than anything.
Yeah.
Because then they have to miss a show that they likely want to watch.
For me, I know, Devon, you're a master at it, but I cannot watch like 2 wrestling events at the same time.
See, it makes you miss. I'm not gonna sit here a lot. I miss a lot of spots. Like there's, like I'll go back to like the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match from Elimination Chamber. I was watching something same exact time. I missed the entire Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match, and I still haven't watched it to this day. Like I'm still behind. So like there'll be matches like that, but like I definitely like prioritize what's on the TV. Like if something like if there's Omega on the TV or Osprey or Bucks or like a good match, we're not talking the Wheeler Yuta or no freaking no like Penelope Ford matches. If nothing like that's on TV, then I'm watching AEW. But if WWE's got something better, it's just hard. It is hard, but sports gambling for life, baby. Sports.
Oh man. Speaking of Omega Okada, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Likely a 5-star match.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to believe that it's going to live up to their series from 2017 and 2018, though.
I think it will.
Yeah.
They're old heads now, bro. They're old heads now.
Omega, I think, can go like that. I don't think Okada can go like that.
Oh, stop that. Okada's proven that he still can.
He can still do great, but I don't think he's as great as he was back then. I don't think Okada. I don't think he's as good.
I mean, he's proven that he still can, though. Like his match with Osprey at World's End was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
So like he's proven that given the opportunity, like he will.
Yeah, I'm not
like he used to, but it's weird seeing it in 2025 when the last match happened 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like both guys are still at such a high level that I don't want to have too high of expectations, I guess, because like I don't want to be let down, which I don't think I will be. I think they're going to be 5-star match of the year candidate.
How many matches has Kenny Omega had on Forbidden Door? Just the one with Osprey? Because he's been injured the other times, right?
He wasn't on it last year. Yeah, you're right. So just the Osprey one.
So, like, I feel like the Okada Omega match would have happened at one of the Forbidden Doors because that's where it should have happened while Okada was still in New Japan. And then I feel like they just had to tease the storyline. And I'm going to be honest, it does not need DCF at all. It does not need the DCF at all. I don't care, man.
I understand why you say that, but I mean, Don Callis was in a way is still a part of all 4 of their matches in New Japan. He was on commentary for all of them, and he was like aligned with. But I mean, so he's kind of always been in the background. I'm okay with it only if they don't like overbook the hell out of it and have Don Callis with interference or anything. Just let Okada and Omega go out there and do their thing. That's all. That's all we need.
Let them fight for the unified title.
Right. Exactly.
And talk about that. I'm making fun of it. It's a bad name. It's such a bad name.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it. The more I thought about it, I'm like, this is actually not bad at all.
Get your AEW hat off, Alex. That's a terrible name. Hey, it's a lot better than Tough Hat, so you can keep that on. But no, it's bad.
No, I mean, I didn't like it at first, but the more I thought about it, I was like, this really doesn't sound bad to me.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Okay, that's just your opinion.
It's not no 24/7 championship. Okay, so I'm not comparing it to that, but
AEW Unified Championship.
It just feels like Tony Khan didn't want to call it the Intercontinental just to be that guy.
I don't think they can.
But why? New Japan can call it.
I'm pretty sure WWE has a trademark.
Doesn't New Japan have it? Didn't New Japan have it?
They haven't had an Intercontinental title in years.
But they didn't remove the Intercontinental title because of the trademark, right?
I have no idea, to be honest.
But even that, I mean, they could have kept the international name or whatever. Because they're still going to...
Call it the Northern Hemisphere Championship, dude. I'd rather take that.
Yeah. Unified just sounds so bad. I mean, the title looks great. It's a great-looking title. I think it's better than the Continental title, but I do think it's a slight downgrade from the International title.
Oh, International title was goated. Mm-hmm. It was so beautiful.
Just for me, I like color on my title, so that's always a slight knock. I think there's few titles without color that look pretty good, and I think that New Japan IWGP title, the AEW title, World Heavyweight title, there are a few like gives with that, but yeah. Design's great. Name, that's it.
It kind of looks like the original AEW Women's Championship, but like bigger. Like just the shape of it. It's kind of like the upright oval type of.
I wouldn't want to compare to that. That was a bad title.
I'm just talking about the oval type of shape.
Yeah, it has the shape. But yeah, definitely.
It's a gorgeous title. I like that they still have the crown in the middle too.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to end up changing the name. I do have a feeling again. Tony,
remember the All Atlantic Championship? Yeah. Not a bad name, but it just didn't feel right.
I definitely could see them change the name to whatever. Because Tony Khan does pay attention to Twitter. As we know, he hit like multiple of your tweets.
He has, yeah. What are you going to say, Devon?
They're going to keep Okada and Omega as a side plate, so forever.
Oh, yes. yeah.
Forever. Yeah. The Rainmaker
and so cool.
Yeah, they should be the side plates forever.
Keep the title how it looks. Just put whatever the name is where it says Unified.
I think they said that the plan is for the side plates to be a part of the title permanently, as a part of like a lineage type thing of keeping the honor for Okada and Omega being the two to come together to make it. So
I mean, that's how all the titles is. The Bucks are on the tag titles.
Are they?
Yeah.
Put Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford on the women's tag belts because that's all Megan Bayne does is tag matches, Brett.
All right, enough. The time will come. Don't worry.
Maybe the Bucks are on the trio side. The Bucks are on them doing the Meltzer drivers on one of the titles.
That's incredible. I love that so much. Anything else about All In? Women's Casino Gauntlet and Men's Casino Gauntlet both got announced officially. That's super hype.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a Casino Gauntlet match, though.
Same.
I think that's
it's one of the best match stipulations that has been created in the recent.
I would agree. That's the one where people keep on coming down until someone gets that one victory, right?
Until someone gets the pin. Yeah, it's just random time. It's not even like a set time. It's just people just randomly come out.
Yep, I think that's one of my favorites. I think that's AEW's best creative stipulation.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I see you shaking your head over there.
Well, I mean, that's their way of putting Athena on the card, but it's okay.
You know what? You people need to. Oh my god. Do you want it on the card? Do you not want it on the card? This isn't good enough. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, but it's obvious that that's what Athena's going to be doing.
Yeah, it's
people wanted her on the card. She's going to be on the card.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate way where you have to do it when you have Mercedes Hogan taking up a title where they can't.
Shut the fuck up.
Put that on someone else.
I'm not even feeding into the bait this time. I swear to God.
But like, Athena losing to like Harley Cameron would actually make me go nuts. You know what I'm saying? But like that's AEW.
Why would Harley Cameron win the Casino Gauntlet?
Because it's AEW.
Why would that happen in your right mind? You know that's not going to happen.
Right.
You know it's going to be somebody like Willow or Chris Statlander or somebody like that.
It better be Athena. It better be Athena.
Why? Athena, so then she can just lose a world title match?
But she'll be on TV. Actual TV. Not behind a paywall.
She was on actual TV this past Saturday.
You're right. I don't watch Collision Live. You're right.
You didn't watch it on Sunday morning? What the hell?
No. I did. So usually I do forget. But mainly I watch Dynamite, bro. And that's where she should be. She is a top 4.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing. But there's only 2 hours of Dynamite every week. Well, 2 hours and like 7 or 8 minutes because they always overrun every single week.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing. I want to see Athena on TV too, but there's only so much time. That's a whole different issue, though. Like, Tony Khan's got to do something better with his women's division because there's no reason that they should be not getting as much TV time.
Yep.
But that's a whole different issue. So, which I've voiced on Twitter multiple times. So,
hey, he listens. He sees our tweets.
That's true. He's liked a couple of my tweets. So maybe he'll see one about the women's division.
Get on the podcast, Tony.
All right. I have one more thing to ask about All In. If Hangman loses, what are your guys' reactions?
It depends if Darby comes back. If Hangman loses, Darby doesn't come back, I feel like everything that's happened in the past few months completely pointless.
Devon?
See, but to piggyback on what James just said, for this storyline to like fall through would be AEW to its core, to be honest. I feel like AEW's let a lot of big cool storylines just fall through a table for no reason. And I feel like if they dropped the ball with this and like he said, Darby didn't come back, I feel like it'd all be for no sense. You feel like you're just posturing up Jon Moxley above people that he already can beat. Like he's already established as AEW's top guy, like in its history. In my opinion, he's basically like the top 3 guy in the company. He is like a true pillar of the company. Like if we're not talking the younger guys, we're talking the old established guys. And he just doesn't need to go on this reign anymore. Like I think it's holding AEW back from having banger world title matches. Genuinely.
I would agree. I think, and I'm a big Jon Moxley fan. I hate to say it. This reign has just been it's not it. This isn't, like I said before, this is not the Moxley I like. I don't like chicken shit Moxley. I like badass, kicking ass Moxley. I don't like that we haven't. I forget he's the world champion because I haven't seen that damn title in months.
And there's been some highlights. Like I can't discredit the whole reign. There's been really good spots of the reign. I think Marina Shafir has showed out. I think a lot of things of the reign have shown out, but it's just like it's not. I don't know. I like when AEW has banger matches for the world title. That's where I feel like AEW has me seated from bell to bell. Like that's what I felt that Adam Page match was against Ospreay at Double or Nothing. It felt like a world title match. Like that didn't feel like you were watching a tournament final. That felt like you were watching a world title match. And I feel like AEW is getting away from that with his Jon Moxley title reign. They're just putting out good matches.
Like I said earliest, some of the worst parts of AEW pay-per-views in the past few months is the John Moxley match. And I hate saying, I really hate saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying because, like you said, Devon, if you think back to Revolution, right? They had Omega Takeshita, they had Tony Storm, Mariah May, and then Osprey Fletcher back to back to back, and then the world title match against Edge, which was kind of a stinker. So it's like you have these three just absolute classic AEW matches, 5-star matches in a row, and then you have like a 2-star Moxley versus Edge match. And yeah, cool, like Swerve returned at the end or whatever and attacked Mox, but it was such a, like, if that match didn't main event the show, it would have been fine. If it was if it was in the middle of the show, whatever. Um, but it shouldn't need to feel like that because world title matches should feel like a big deal, like you said. But I do think since then, since Revolution, it's picked up a lot. I thought his match with Swerve was actually good, and then the stuff where he's been getting involved with Hobbs and the Elite and all this stuff since Dynasty, like Anarchy in the Arena. Sure, it wasn't a title match, but I thought everything involved was fantastic. Anarchy in the Arena was amazing.
Yeah, 100%.
He had the steel cage match with Samoa Joe, which I thought was really good, and it was an actual justified, like, former world champion opponent. Something that I think has also been lacking in wrestling lately is vilified opponents, or verified, whatever the word is, legitimate opponents. So I feel like his reign has picked up a lot in the past like 2 months, but I agree with you. Hangman needs to walk out champion, in my opinion. Back when before all this Hangman stuff, I know James and I were talking, and I was saying like, oh no, it's gonna be Darby. Whoever wins the Owen can lose, and then Darby will come back. But I think I've shifted to the point where, like, now's the time for Hangman. It just feels so right. It feels like the story all along has been about Hangman, and like you got to capitalize on it. He is the most popular guy in your company. He's more popular than Osprey. He's more popular than Swerve. You got to capitalize. You got to stick the landing.
AEW has to do right by him. For what they did to him the first time with Punk, they have to do right by Hangman Adam Page, in my opinion.
Yep. I agree.
And I think they will.
I think so too.
I was big on Darby being the one to beat Moxley. For the longest time, that's all. If it wasn't that, I wasn't happy. But I'm happy if Hangman does it.
I mean, this dude came out in Arena Mexico and cut a whole promo in Spanish. That's face of the company. That's face of wrestling type shit.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he said, but I was hyped.
I was hyped, dude. I had no idea what he was saying, but I wanted to be the freaking wall.
Yeah.
Like, this is Hangman's company. Now's the time to cement it.
I just hope we never get Adam Page and Swerve ever teaming up together. I want
Really?
them to keep the fucking rivalry forever. Just be locked into each other. Just have that, because like a lot of rivalries, you'll see them. Can they work it out? Can they put things in the past? I want to see a rivalry in my lifetime that AEW is able to naturally create that just goes down in AEW's history as the best rivalry to never like change. They should be going into the Hall of Fame like bashing each other in AEW. Like Swerve should be like, I'm not going to talk about Hangman in my Hall of Fame speech like that. I want that energy, man. I want that, because behind the scenes they're homies. Like they love each other. So I'd love to see that kayfabe of just like never being friends, never rocking.
That guy.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I'd agree. I agree. Cause man, I don't know if I can think of one off the top of my head where the feud just kept on. Like they never had they never teamed up. They never, been cool. Where they just throughout their career they just hate each other. I can't even think of one that's like that unless people actually hate themselves, hate each other backstage.
Are you talking about just in AEW?
Almost overall. I mean, there's some in WWE, but a lot of them, they teamed up here and there.
I mean, AEW kind of had the Claudio and Eddie Kingston, and I know they still don't like each other, but like they did do a whole team up. Like they did a whole like They gotta play buddy. Can they coexist? I hope Hangman and Swerve never do that. I hope they just
You
are all
know,
like, I'm not working with that guy.
they can have a can they coexist storyline, but it doesn't need to be long lived. It doesn't need to be like, oh, they become tag champions or anything, but like two, like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? Like the stuff with the Death Riders is like Swerve hates John Moxley and the Death Riders. Hangman also hates John Moxley and the Death Riders. Like maybe sometime down the line, both of them hate somebody like that and they team up to take them down, but then one of them turns on each other, blah, 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 and they continue the feud for a lifetime because I think they should feud forever. But if they do a little bit of teaming up, I wouldn't mind it. But, I get it though. I totally get it. How'd you feel about Better Than You, Bebe? Did you like Better Than You, Bebe?
Storyline was cool. The entire build of it was cool. Again, that's what I mean back to the AEW thing. They let big payoffs just not pay off the way they should. Where like in the opposite coin, like WWE makes like they milk it because they want everything to matter. Like everything that you see on TV has to matter. Where like AEW is just like, we could just shut this storyline down real quick and just start over. People follow it. And it's cool. I like it because you're able to just dismantle a storyline and go on. But like that storyline should have been done way better, in my opinion.
To be fair, and I'm not making excuses, but to be fair, injuries really fucked that storyline.
Yeah, the injuries
Like,
the injuries fucked it up, but the way they picked it up was ass backwards.
Oh yeah. Like when Adam Cole returned, they should not have gone with that. They should have given it time to naturally happen again. But everything before all the injuries and stuff, I loved it. Besides the Jay White match at Full Gear, everything else I loved.
The funny stuff, they had a lot of funny segments. That was funny in the moment, but I look back and I love MJF as this fucking piece of shit human being. And that last few months of his title run was horrible, unfortunately. And then seeing him as a face, it wasn't, because heel MJF is what made me fall in love with AEW, and he was just one of those people I felt like should always been a heel for his whole career.
The thing is, like, he wasn't even necessarily like a face. Like, he was still doing heel shit. He was still like doing the poke in the eyes. He was still giving dudes groin shots and stuff. Like, he was still doing heel shit. He was just loved.
Doing face stuff too, like adding doing the 5 more minutes stuff. Like, now very heel, you're like, nah, fuck you, I'm out of it, dog. I want to take my title and going home.
That's fair. But I don't know, that whole can they coexist thing just kind of brought me back to that. So I wanted to see your thoughts on it. But
I think that's something we can have a segment, a what if segment about never getting injured.
What if Adam Cole never got hurt, dude?
Yeah,
the whole company would look different right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'd be insane. I think that'd be a whole segment worth of talking.
It's the same thing with Jay White. Like if Jay White would have been healthy his entire AEW run, I think he'd be on a way higher pedestal in AEW right now.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, because it's been so with him. It's been so like just injuries at the worst times, dude. He's been like so start and stop with him because of injuries. James for some reason doesn't like Jay White. I don't get it.
I enjoy Jay White.
I love Jay White. His run as Bullet Club leader, I thought was fantastic.
I think the Bang Bang Gang was incredible TV.
Loved it. But all right, so that was a lot of all in talk.
Yeah. Slightly switch it over to some WWE talk. What's going on with Night of Champions around the corner? We got to a big part. I've disclosed my problems with Triple H's PLE booking, but to have a Night of Champions pay-per-view with only 2 title matches, it's bonkers.
I agree. I completely agree. SmackDown the night before literally has more title matches than a pay-per-view called Night of Champions.
And they love sticking to them. I know it's a 6-match card. Like, I know Dom's not going to be in it. And I saw some people point out, for Dom's sake, maybe Dom wasn't comfortable going to Saudi. If that's the truth, that's cool with him. Especially everything going on. If that's the situation with that title, cool. But if other people are willing to go, you don't need Raquel and Rhea Ripley on that show.
You don't need Sammy and Cross on the show. Sammy and Cross could have been a TV show a TV match or next pay per view or whatever. It
I
could have
would
been
say
SummerSlam.
next pay per view. Yeah, next pay per view.
Yeah, it could have been SummerSlam. It could have been your SummerSlam match or something.
Sammy's gotta wrestle in Saudi Arabia.
He has before though. It's not like some.
But in my opinion, I feel like everyone on the card, he's the biggest draw in Saudi.
True.
So
They draw just fine though. That's the thing
Well,
is they're
yeah,
gonna sell
but
Saudi no matter what. What's it?
how you not put the guy on the card that shows the most love to the country on anyone on the roster though? You know what I'm saying? Like they don't got Mansoor anymore. They don't got Mansoor anymore. So
the Saudi you mean the Saudi Undertaker?
Yeah. But, you know, the matches they have, you know, we talked about Asuka and Jade. As long as Asuka wins, that'll be great. Cody versus Orton is it? What?
I hope you don't mean the match will be.
No. Yeah, no. Cody and Randy Orton. That would be a great match. That's a match that we've been wanting since Cody's come back. Cena and Punk. Cena and Punk is just one of the few that have this perfect chemistry. Punk brings out the best in Cena and vice versa. What else match we got?
Solo and Jacob.
Solo and Jacob, which has had good feuding for it. Jacob's great in the ring. I think he'll bring out the best in Solo. Like I said, Sammy versus Cross, which I'm cool getting PLE love. I think Cross needs that love. Just if you're gonna stick to a 5 to 6 match format, this was not the pay per view for it, and just put a title match on that.
Sorry, but I love Sami Zayn. He's one of my favorite WWE wrestlers, but that match is not a pay per view match. I'm sorry.
With the stuff with how over Kane is right now, I get why he put it on a PLE.
I feel like they're going to the only place where they're not going to cheer Karrion Kross and they're going to cheer Sammy. Like every other place in the globe would cheer Karrion because of the overness. But in Saudi, they're not going to care. They're going to cheer Sammy.
Sorry.
What if he?
Some people got a ring.
What if he was facing Logan Paul?
Okay, I'd cheer Karrion. But if he faced Jey Uso, I'd cheer Karrion.
Yeah.
But not in this instance. I'm sorry.
I mean, talk about Cena and Punk a little bit. Cena pipe bomb, that was really good. I really enjoyed the pipe bomb. The callback they done with the feud, and that's one thing I've loved with the Cena. Is, he did it with Orton. The callbacks. I'm a sucker for a good callback, so I love seeing that stuff. The promo was good. How he called out, Claudio, Matt, and Nemeth. And I think people overlooked that a little bit. It's like, what did those people do as Punk? I think Cena was just calling out people that he's still super close with on the outside of WWE. That's what Punk did with Colt Cabana. Was one of his best friends. Where
that aged well.
Yeah, that aged so well. But it's pretty well stated that Cena and Claudio don't have a good relationship. I don't know what the relationship with him and Nemeth and Claudio is, but
I think I saw, not to interrupt, but I saw a clip from 2011, 2012 of CM Punk mentioning all three of them in a promo or of some sort, and I feel like that's what they were referencing. Was that segment or promo?
If that's the case, cool. I know some people are hella reaching and doing CC Claudio Castagnoli for Colt Cabana, Matt Cardona for Matt Jackson. I think that's a little bit of a reach. I would rather just say those names. I think that would have been Stone Cold Killer.
Hey, Hangman Page.
Hey, Eric Hightower. Hey, Gene Silva. Hey, Ray Camacho.
But yeah, I enjoyed the promo. People are comparing it to the pipe bomb itself. I think that's insane. That's not, to me, it's not in the same category. The fact that they just copy and paste the pipe bomb, you just change some stuff up a little bit.
It's copy and pasted and simplified.
Yeah.
But
what do you think, Devon? What you thought on the Cena pipe bomb?
Like you just said, it's if WWE wrote the pipe bomb. Like it's just like he said, simplified, dumbed down. But it really was needed in the John Cena run, in my opinion. Like John Cena needed to do something that kind of, because in my opinion, it's like the Mox reign. I don't know about y'all, but the Cena run's been super mid. It's been super light, not good matches. It's cool to see him have different shirts and different gear for every city, but the John Cena run's just been a letdown. And I feel like this CM Punk, because you can kind of see John Cena starting to turn back into a good guy a little bit. He's kind of starting to crack here and there, and the CM Punk stuff has been the best stuff in the title reign, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you on that. I think I have not been interested in the run at all. Like I was super excited at the beginning when he turned. I was like, oh my god, this could be amazing. And then they just never followed up on it. The matches were mid or bad. Up until this point, like I'm actually excited to see John Cena versus CM Punk. So like this is kind of the turning point for me too. Of like, okay, I did not like his reign at all up to this point, but now I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm at least interested to see this stuff. So, and I think Punk's bringing out the best of Cena too.
Yeah, and I think like you said, there's been cracked to Cena potentially coming face again, and I think that's kind of needed at this point. I feel like the heel run has not hit the potential we thought it would, and I don't know if that's Cena's fault or what the hell they had planned with The Rock and whatnot. Nothing's really played out with that, but I think I would love just in all the interviews, Cena seems like he's really enjoying his heel run, but I just want to see it finish out with him at the face and truly just taking everything as you visualize him taking it in and just having
That's how it
fun
should be.
and being
That's how it
goofy.
should be.
Like at Fanatics Fest this past weekend, he was doing his entrance. He just dove right into the table with the people who were judging the thing, a goofy thing, having fun. I'm like, that's the scene I want to see right now.
Right. Yeah. Like, I just think it was the completely wrong time for Cena to have a heel run. And like, it's cool that we're getting it, but at the same time, I just not enjoying it at all.
Yeah,
Just for multiple reasons. And the WrestleMania main event really, really soured me. Like, I think I can't even say enough how much that turned me against it at the time. But
I just wish it would have been done differently. Like I
agreed.
wish it would have happened, but like one, we didn't need The Rock. Two, I wish it would have been more of like an anti-hero character, like a just more of like a just more of like a taking out the good guys because he believes he's the best guy, like type character. But it's not,
because after all, he's always been Super Cena, right? Like it would have made so much sense.
Exactly, just taking Super Cena to an arrogant level. Like that's what it should be, but instead it's all about ruining wrestling. Like the stuff just doesn't make sense. Where it should be like taking Super Cena to an arrogant level. Like that heel turn that should have happened during The Rock is literally what we should be getting. But it's just not.
I think one thing for me is like his whole basis is like, oh, you guys booed me for 15 years, and now I'm just gonna do nothing. Like not like it's like okay, if I'm finally the bad guy, why? Like it doesn't make sense to me. It's the most generic like heel shit that somebody can say is, oh, you booed me for 15 years, so now I'm finally what you guys have been thinking all along or whatever. It's like it doesn't work for me. It does not work. But
Can we switch over to closing segment?
not yet. Sorry. There's something that I wanted to talk about with Devon. Dominion, New Japan Dominion that happened. We don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but so Dominion happened a week and a half ago. I just wanted to see your thoughts on the show. Obviously, there were some stinkers. The dog collar death match, absolute stinker.
Most overbooked New Japan match I've watched in a long time. It actually made me feel like I was watching like WWE could control New Japan for one night. That's what happened. It
was bad.
It felt horrible. I mean, every evil match is dog water. Every evil match is dog water.
Right. Well, I feel like it didn't even need the dog collar stipulation or deathmatch stipulation at all. It was just constant House of Torture interference after interference, and it's like, what are we doing? And it was dragged out way too long. But highlighting some of the good stuff on the show. I mean, Bolton Oleg won the New Japan Strong the Never Openweight Championship.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
really cool to see.
Takeshita
Hiroki Goto.
lost for the first time in Osaka since 2020, bro.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah. Oh my god,
That's where he's from too. That's the first time he's
that's
lost there
big.
since 2020. Yep.
That's big. Hiroki Goto and Shingo Takagi had a classic. It was a great, absolute great main event in the show. Overall, I liked the show. It's just there was highs and there was lows. That's for sure.
House of
But
Torture just took over the show in a bad way.
right, yeah,
And the
not
Dookie
not
turn, the Dookie turn had Japanese fans up in arms, dude. They hate it. They
it
hate
made no.
because he's such a. It'd be like turning Tai Chi, dude. It'd be like turning Tai Chi. Like they would hate Gato or Ghetto. They'd hate Ghetto.
Yeah, yeah, that was definitely a swerve and for the sake of a swerve, and it was not needed. It was not necessary. It was just plain dumb.
Agreed.
Um, but overall, I mean, I thought it was a good show outside of like those couple of moments. But um, we get Kosei Fujita challenging Despy for the New Japan's the junior heavyweight championship, July 6th, I think it is. So looking forward to that. Um, Takeshita got announced for the G1. G1 participants came out. So really looking forward to that. That's starting up here in what is it next month? I think. Yep. So on the upwards for New Japan. So, and before we get to our segment, I just want to shout out one more thing. AEW Grand Slam Mexico, just absolutely fantastic. Fantastic show. I don't know if you watched. Did you watch it, James? I know you were busy. Well, we had the Hangman promo all in Spanish to open up the show, which was killer. MJF and Mystico had an absolutely great match, and like Mystico's entrance, I've never heard the song before, and it made me want to cry. Dude, it was so beautiful, and hearing like 15,000 Arena Mexico fans singing along with it was just so beautiful. Um, but going back to Devon's 10-man tags, 12-man tags, it did have a lot of those on on the show. But yeah, so I thought that was a really fun show. But I love the AEW CMLL partnership so far. I think it's been fantastic. Bandito had a match versus Mascara Dorada on last Tuesday's CMLL show, and it was great. Um, Mystico versus Bandito is happening this Friday. I don't know if you saw that, Devon, but on this Friday's show, so that's going to be great. But yeah, that's all I wanted to add. So, alrighty, talking about introducing a new segment. This is the first time.
Yeah. So
we've been having it planned for so long, but it kept getting pushed off because we just didn't have time for it. But we're just gonna do it.
what
So,
we had an example called "What If," and
what if?
today we're gonna be talking about what if Eddie Guerrero never died.
Yeah. So obviously, big stakes for this segment. It's a lot of important stuff that's happened in wrestling history. Um, what if Eddie Guerrero never died?
You know, just from him alone, like he still had so much left in the tank. I thought, like I didn't think his career was close to being over. It's just I know the planned match at that time was Eddie Guerrero versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 22, which would have been an insane match. Like that's like two of the best of all time getting in the ring at a WrestleMania stage. Would have been awesome. And there's just so much, like there's so many more matches you could have had, more matches with Punk or whoever, another Rey Mysterio feud. Going flashing forward all the way now, the stuff he could have been doing with Dom. Oh man, dude, that shit would have been good.
Then again, Eddie would be like 60 years old if that were the
Yeah.
case. But still, yeah, like it would be hilarious. How they could just build that story, given what happened in was that 2004? I think
Mm-hmm.
2005.
Yep.
I don't remember
Something
the exact year, but 2004. Um, yeah, man, just the potential like dream matches that Eddie could have had throughout his career. He was only 38 when he died,
Mm-hmm.
so he still had some good years left in the tank. And the fact that we were robbed of Eddie and Shawn, oh my god, man, that would have been an all-timer WrestleMania match in my opinion.
What are you thinking? Devon.
I'll be honest. If Eddie Guerrero wouldn't have died, he probably would be like in Shawn Michaels' role right now, running NXT. Like he would be that guy that's just like he'd be the head coach at the Performance Center at like the very bottom. Like he would be what Lord Tensai or Matt Bloom is doing now. Like he would be that kind of guy for WWE. And could you imagine? Could you like just think about like outside the wrestling perspective? Could you imagine Eddie Guerrero's tutelage to the wrestlers nowadays? Like, could you imagine what he'd be doing? He'd be cooking with some wrestlers, bro.
Yeah.
Like, imagine Eddie Guerrero working with Fraxium.
Oh fuck!
Like,
Oh my god!
So
those
much
kind
good
of
stuff.
things. Those kind of things, I think, would have been like great. He would have been generational to the game, and he already was. But he would have been generational to like the new kids on the block as well. Like, it would have been different.
Think about how many wrestlers nowadays like grew up watching Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
It's like the influence that he already had in wrestling today just would have been exemplified by 10. It would have been amazing.
You know, other stuff that would change, like would Rey Mysterio become a world champion, or would we have to wait all the way to 2010 when he had a second world title run? Because him getting that run in 2006 was heavily due to Eddie Guerrero's passing. Like it was kind of booked around that. So how much different would the title scene looked in 2006 if Eddie Guerrero didn't pass away?
Well, and Ray didn't hold it that long, did he?
No.
So it was like a memorial run.
Yeah.
Basically, it wasn't very long, but it was special though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
The Royal Rumble win was incredible. It's one of my favorite Royal Rumbles personally.
But like, imagine what if Eddie would have, let's say it's 2015, so that would have put Eddie at what, 48 years old. Imagine
Like
if
that,
imagine if like 48-year-old Eddie was over there in New Japan wrestling like AJ, wrestling like Peak Angle, yeah, Tanahashi. Imagine if Eddie Guerrero at the end of his life, like imagine if in 2007 or 8 he would have just went to New Japan and like wrestled those guys and had rivalries with Tanahashi. He would then be in AEW, in my opinion. Now he would have gotten that Sting run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's a great standpoint on it. Like I didn't even think of that honestly when I was thinking of this stuff. Like Eddie in Prime New Japan in the 2010s. Oh my god!
Like, could you imagine a Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero AEW tag run?
Crazy.
The Ray was on the original All In card too.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Oh my god, man! What? So I know you kind of brought up the question in our group chat, but where do you think Eddie would rank in terms of all time? Had he not passed so young?
I think he's already top 20 all time. I think, let's say he survived and he stayed as good as he was until his 50s or whatever. I think top 10. I mean, the dude had it all. Dude had charisma. He was good at promos, great in the ring. He played a heel and a face very, very well.
At the same time, too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I sometimes feel like Eddie's underrated. I feel like, a lot of people from our age just barely remember him and more had to relive his stuff, watch it, think and see him live. He died in 2005. I was 6 years old.
You young boy.
Yeah.
Hey, I was four, man. I was young.
Damn, I didn't realize you were that young. Oh my god.
Yeah, yesterday was literally my 24th birthday. Yeah, literally. I'm a youngin' still, dude.
Fuck. I feel like a grandpa. I'm getting gray hair already. Like, this is ridiculous.
Bro, like yesterday was my birthday. What was yesterday also the anniversary of?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up next.
That was on my birthday.
That's rough, dude.
Damn. Damn.
And that dude was like one of my childhood like favorites.
Yeah, same. Benoit was my child. That's one of the few wrestlers' deaths I have cried from. But
if Eddie didn't die, like
that's what I'm saying.
What's the effect on Chris Benoit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he didn't die, I know Benoit had the CTE. I know there's many theories out there. Let's go with the theory that's. Let's go with what we got, that the CTE stuff. Watching Dark Side of the Ring, if you've seen the Eddie Benoit one, Eddie's death destroyed Benoit. Like, from an emotional standpoint, like, was that depression, emotional distraught, an aid to him snapping and doing what he did? Like, would have, I think either way, Benoit probably wouldn't be alive nowadays due to the severe CTE he had. I think he would have probably died by now or whatever. But I think we have a better chance of Benoit not committing the crime he did, and someone that we could talk about without, with an asterisk.
Like, because you saw after Eddie passed, the video of all the wrestlers on the stage that happened on Raw, and like you could just tell, like it fucking broke Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if that wasn't if that, it just felt like a huge trigger, and you could just tell how badly he hurt from that. I mean, that was like his best friend.
Yeah, and the problems he had with his brain was a lot of stuff, coming to it. But from when Eddie died to Benoit's death, it's less than 2 years. Like, I don't, that's a very short amount of time in between. So, like, I feel like my personal belief, I'm not no doctor, I'm not whatever. Just from what I've seen, what I saw in Dark Side of the Ring, I don't think Benoit would have killed his family if Eddie was still here. I don't think it would have triggered.
Just disclaimer: I don't want people to think we're defending that at all. Like, absolutely horrible.
No,
horrible,
not defend that whatsoever. Not saying what we say is right. I'm not no doctor. It's
just like,
what
could
if
this have been the cause?
Yeah,
or like right? Yeah.
What you think, Devon?
And Benoit as well would also be a guy that would have such a big thumbprint on the game today. Like, he would also, like imagine like him working with a guy like Darby Allin, or working with a guy like Daniel Garcia. Like, Chris Benoit would change their games, and they're already like a really good wrestler, sometimes elite wrestlers. And I do think that Eddie Guerrero passing away definitely had some type of influence on, maybe not even his death necessarily, but definitely the downward spiral he took after that. The painkillers, the alcohol, that all is, in my opinion, directly correlates with his best friend passing away. So,
right.
Yeah, that's
like,
true. That's true. I didn't even think about
best
that
friend
stuff.
passed. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be done, dude. I'd be out.
and you
It's
still
Not in that way. I'm not saying I would do that,
no,
but like,
yeah,
I'd be
and you
out
gotta
of
cope with
commission for a
that
long time.
and still wrestle 200 nights a year and cope at the same time. Like, you don't get a chance to, like, your family's coping, like they're coping, but you're not. Like, you have to go out there and wrestle. Ray went out there and wrestled, so you got to do it too. And he's just putting his brain through all that much more damage, while doing worse things on the outside to his brain.
Right.
I didn't think about that yet, because he had a lot of, it was talked about on Dark Side of the Ring. He had a lot of, alcohol and drug problems after Eddie's death. It has. I mean, it's how much you say is coincidence and versus reality. It's hard to say. We don't know. We don't know the situation, but
I just wish wrestlers went out good ways, man. It sucks that
Yeah.
wrestlers go out horrible ways here all the time.
Right.
yeah. There's been a lot of wrestlers that died too young. Ray, Benoit, Eddie. Brody Lee. It happens too often.
Yeah.
But,
Yep. Indeed.
with Eddie, like I said, I mean, this, like you said, he would still be contributing to wrestling to this day. Whether he is a trainer at NXT, doing stuff with AEW, whatever, he would still be a big part. Again, it would, so much would have changed. Like, Vicky Guerrero never would have been a general manager. And that was basically half the early PG era. Late Ruthless Aggression era was around Vicky Guerrero. So how much of that changes?
I just thought of something. Imagine a prime Chris Benoit versus a prime Bryan Danielson.
Dude, that's.
Oh fuck, man!
I think that'd be the greatest match ever. Like, that would be such.
Like,
then
Yeah, exactly.
People won't admit it because people don't want to give him credit, but Bryan Danielson is the closest thing we've had to Chris Benoit. They're almost copy and paste. Like, they are so damn similar.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the similarities are uncanny, that's for sure. But like, we missed out on so much good stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to say about Eddie Guerrero? Any other ideas? Any out there stuff? Any like super wild?
The matches, man. It's all the. Yeah, I don't think he'd be wrestling to that caliber now.
Oh no, he'd be 60 years old.
Yeah, but he'd still be coming out with stuff. Like I said, stuff with Dom, dude. That would have ran itself amazingly, and
it sucks that Dom lost his father so young.
I know. I feel bad for Dom. But yeah.
Like, could you imagine if Dom like if Dom's first like heel turn would have just been him coming out with like Eddie Guerrero as his manager?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's crazy. Eddie Guerrero coming out cutting a promo on Ray for Dom, like them coming out in the lowrider together. Like, them coming out in the lowrider together would be like one of those like most viewed WrestleMania social media posts of all, or one of those most viewed Instagram posts of all time on WWE platforms type stuff.
Man. There's a lot of what if was that true. From what happened in the Ruthless Aggression era to the PG era to now, to me it's endless with him because how much he loved the business. He definitely would have been contributing to this day.
100%, yeah. God damn it, Devin! Now you got me wanting an Eddie Guerrero like New Japan 2010s run.
I'm telling you, dude.
That's all I'm going to be thinking about.
I'm telling you, dude. The only thing AI will actually be cool for is, I think in like 20 years we'll have the power with AI to see what like a prime Kurt Angle versus prime Darby Allin would look like, or like prime this person versus prime this person. I feel like that's
insane.
The only cool thing AI can actually give us, to be honest.
That would be so crazy. Oh my god.
You got any other scenarios, Eddie?
I don't have anything else on the subject now. So, RIP, obviously.
Yeah, RIP, Viva la Raza.
Go steal something in Eddie Guerrero's honor.
I bet.
And then lie about it. Just don't cheat.
Yeah, don't cheat.
No, okay.
Actually, I'm cheating Monopoly. Cheating Monopoly, something like that. A board game or something like that.
Cheat a Monopoly.
Whatever board game. Steal a bill here and there at Monopoly.
What do you rob the bank? Oh god. All right, I guess that wraps it up. So we'll call it that. Nice long episode. Mm-hmm. And we got an hour till Dynamite. So
sure.
Let's go, baby.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Chris Statlander fan club. We ride.
Yeah, let's go Athena. Let's go Megan Bain. Let's go Megan Bain for life.
She's not even in the show.
Obafemi, best wrestler of all time. Also, Mercedes Moné. Goated.
Absolutely best women's wrestler in the world.
She's right up there with like the likes of Jay Uso and Logan Paul as the best in-ring technicians of all time.
Oh. This is the last time Devon's ever going to be on the show.
It was a good run. It was like Jay Uso's world title run.
It's been fun. Yeah. So I guess we'll Kenny Omega this. I didn't even realize we were both wearing Ospreay stuff.
Yeah.
What the hell, Devon?
Ospreay versus the Bucks, all in, baby.
All right. Well, like Kenny Omega, we'll bid you adieu, goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang.